This is good. What do we got?
So this is the Glenrothes Sherry Cask Reserve. It is a Speyside single malt Scotch whiskey, ABV 40%. My understanding is this is all sherry cask aged, and it's also the end of the line for this one because they apparently have gotten rid of the reserve, and they used to do the vintages. Who was that other distiller who did that?
Paul Blair?
Paul Blair, right. Shall we give it a pour?
Sure.
Again, this is only we say 40% ABV.
Only. It's soft.
Tell me when.
That's good.
Okay, without spilling half of it.
That's
You
a
know,
nice
sorry.
I'll clean the counter.
Oh, thanks. So we're going to do...
No waste.
Yeah, again, we're going to do a one take. Cheers.
Cheers.
And I don't know what the color will be. It's kind of almost like a golden orange.
Clover honey?
Kind of color.
Maybe?
Sure.
That's
Amber. Amber.
Always amber with you.
Always amber. Burnt sienna. I like burnt sienna.
Sienna.
What do you think?
Other odd crayons?
Is it taupe?
It's a good color. It's a little leggy.
It is.
And crystal clear.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, I hope so. It's whiskey, right?
Nice.
Now, I don't know if they chill filter or what they do with this. I haven't really read a whole lot about it. My understanding is I think there's no coloring added.
It's just the color from the sherry cask,
yep.
I guess, right?
That is all there is to it. And I think it's first fill sherry, so it's not like they reused it 1,000 times. So.
I guess the more you use it, the lighter it's going to get each time, right?
I
you lose a little bit from it?
I would think. I mean, that's the theory, right? For those in the know,
I don't know. I'm still looking for Amber. I don't know what happened.
I don't know either.
Thought she was stopping by.
What are you getting on this one?
Not a lot of astringent. Not too much of the way. I mean, obviously there's alcohol there, but there's like so much that it's.
But it doesn't burn like some of the high test stuff we've had. It's in the 50-60% range.
I mean, even some of the ones in the 40, that might be the first note you get. I think the sherry probably rounds it a little bit to take the alcohol out and not help it tone it down as an aroma.
Yeah, I mean it's lightly sweet.
You get like the butter rum, maybe some figs,
or some like rum soaked raisins kind of thing. Or
really
sherry soaked raisins.
Some soaked raisins are pretty good right now. A little vanilla.
A little vanilla, a little cinnamon, some brown sugar. It's not as strong smelling as something that one of the sherries that we hold near and dear to our hearts, the Abelauer Abuna, but it's also not 65% alcohol.
I think that probably has something to do with it.
Yeah, and that one's a lot darker than this.
Yeah.
This is much lower key. What else you get? Anything else?
No, it's what I'm not getting. You don't get any of like the baking notes.
No,
you don't get a lot of that. What you always find, like clove or cardamom or something in it.
Yeah,
you don't get any of that. You're getting a lot of like the sweetness, the sugars from it.
It's very light. It's a very light scent. It's not super powerful. It doesn't burn the nose hairs. Although my nose hairs could use a trim, so we could break out some high cask strength later.
Again, sharing the personal problems.
Hey, sorry. It's a little bit oily.
Not overly chewy.
No, it's not. It's not particularly thin. It's got a good medium body.
A little better. You get a lot of sweetness up front, and then a little bit of heat, and the heat kind of lingers into the finish.
But it's not nearly as intense as some of the other sherries that we've had.
No, it's certainly not sherry bomb.
No.
It's more that the sherry kind of rounds out the flavors in it, as opposed to takes over the flavors in.
There's a little bit of heat in the beginning, but it's not overpowering. Maybe that has to do with the ABV. Maybe it's with the age, but then they don't tell you really how old it is. So I don't know if there's a minimum age on this or not.
What, 3-4 years as a minimum for these guys, right? To be whiskeys?
I think so.
So it could be some of that young stuff, but probably a little bit more than that to get the color that you've achieved in there. Probably more like 7s and 8s. Get a little woody, little grainy notes maybe. From
like it's a little
wood grain.
Like it's a little young.
Wood grain, not grain.
A little nutty, maybe a little, like some hazelnuts. What else do we get on this? There's a little winey note at the end.
Yeah,
it's a
little drying. A little drying to finish.
Yeah, I found a lot of these to be like kind of that astringent. And it's all like on the top third of my tongue is where it's all kind of concentrated.
And the finish has a lot of flavor, but not a lot of heat, which makes it pretty pleasant. It's not one of those that you feel as if your esophagus is now on fire.
There's a little bit of maybe tobacco, maybe a little leather.
I mean, I'll get a little bit of leather. And if there is any kind of smoke, it'd be more of the tobacco than it is peat smoke.
There's
none of that in this.
There's no smokiness at all in this one.
Maybe a little bit of tobacco. A little bit of ash.
It's not bad. It's decent. I think when it was selling, it was originally, I read somewhere, I think the casks had written this up, and they said it was between anywhere from 45 to 60, depending on where you buy it from. I looked before we started, a lot of places are sold out, and I think the price is averaging around $50 a bottle.
That's probably not a bad buy for a sherry cask. And again, it's pleasant. It's not, what we refer to as a gateway whiskey. It'd be one of those.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Somebody would go in who doesn't like whiskey or not a whiskey fan because all they had was a peat bomb, some peat reek. This certainly would be something that could go in and bring you over. It certainly has a little bit of that rummish quality to it.
Yeah,
to bring in, if you're a big fan of rums, maybe you branch out and find your way into this, and then before you know it, you're an island.
I think it's very approachable. It's an easy drinking whiskey. Almost maybe an alternative to like a double wood 12, maybe. Not quite that, because the double wood 12 isn't sherry cask at all. That's all bourbon cask.
In terms of the softness, maybe.
Yeah.
That it's certainly approachable. And as you can see, it's finishable. I finished mine.
Yeah, it's okay. I don't love it. Now, here's the question. If you had $50 to spend, would you spend $50 on something like this, or would you just get yourself a really, really good bourbon for $50?
Well, that's...
Because, this leans towards, like, the sweeter side, so I could see someone liking this, like a bourbon trigger would like this.
Yeah, bourbon trigger. Sure, certainly. Certainly.
So, would you see, would you get like a Woodford Reserve Double Oak, or would you go for this if you had $50 to spend? Double Oak is pretty good.
There's some arm twisting.
Yeah, that's pretty good stuff.
Here's some arm twisting. You're going for Double Oak. I get this before I get, the basic bourbons. Something that's all corn, but a weeded bourbon.
Right.
I'm your Huckleberry. I'll go for one of those.
So overall, what do you think?
Overall, it's good. It's good. It's a shame this is all there is. It's good and it's gone.
Well, maybe it's a shame, maybe it's not. We're going to find out. We'll find out in the next video if how this one compares to what they're releasing now.
It's true of the Soleo process.
That's the whole line that they're calling.
They're all sherry casks. Most of them are first fills. They're rolling that out. How they run that process for 10s, 12s, 15s, 18s, 25s. I think that's what
that's
what it was. And to see how what do we have, a 12? See how the 12 compares to this.
Right, and maybe if we're feeling good, maybe we'll bring this out. We'll do a little side by side. So overall, not bad. At 45, 50, probably not a bad buy. I think once you get over 50, I think I'd find other things to buy.
The only knock that I would say is the bottle.
Yeah.
Because the size of the bottle takes up shelf space.
But you could also...
It's a somewhat wider bottle.
True.
So if you have a narrow shelf space, it's perfect to put a hand grenade in there.
Right.
Otherwise, it takes up a lot of space.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking hand grenades or maybe like a small, like a big bocce ball.
Yeah, bocce ball.
It's a bocce ball whiskey.
My Italian friend with a bocce ball.
Ah, I like bocce. Bocce's good. So, okay.
Well, thanks. Cheers.